So I think that's one mindset shift that's really helpful. That, oh, you're not supposed to be perfect, and it's okay. Like, you're not supposed to be perfect on your first try, on your second try. I really compare myself to other video editors and other professionals out there. It just results in me feeling bad and results with me feeling that I'm not enough. Like, it's not gonna be easy. You'll have imposter syndrome, you'll have anxiety, depression, everything else. But luckily, I have mentors. I have mentors that help me learn these things, all experience this, and it's okay. Like, I feel like it's a normal part of life to feel imposter syndrome. Hey, what's up? I'm David. If you're new here in this channel, I talk about my life, my experiences, and I don't know, honestly, just whatever's going on in my head. And in this video, I want to talk about imposter syndrome because I've been experiencing it for a while. I think I've even talked about it in my past videos, but I just want to let it out again. Okay, let's get to it. So according to Google, imposter syndrome is a psychological phenomenon where individuals, despite evidence of their abilities and accomplishments, experience persistent feelings of self-doubt and fear of being exposed as a fraud. So is this me? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, imposter syndrome has been tagging along my life for a while. Even when things are doing okay, there's still that annoying voice in my head saying, no, you don't belong here. You don't deserve what you have now. And it happens like every week or every other day. Like, for example, there's one time that I finally gained confidence. Usually the next day it goes away. In this video, I think I just want to be real and talk about how I've been dealing with it, what it feels like, how it messes with my head sometimes, and what I've been doing to keep it in check. So no fancy advice, I guess, just sharing my experience in case you're going through the same thing. So what does imposter syndrome feel like for me? Most of the time it shows up in my work. So if you don't know me yet, I'm David. I'm a video editor based in the Philippines, and I'm working towards getting out of my career as a video editor and being more of a creative director, or I don't know, like any other career other than video editing, simply because I've been feeling a bit tired of video editing, or a lot tired rather. Video editing is very manual work, and I feel like I'm becoming more impatient with it every day that I do it. So yeah, that's just some context. So it shows up with my work, I think recently, since whenever I edit, I always just ask myself, oh, is this the best editing that I can do? Or why is it that I can't think of a better way of visualizing a certain part of the video? I can't think of an animation for it. I can't think of how to improve it visually, or how to position text even. Like those little things. I've always been having trouble with them, I think especially recently. And there are a lot of triggers to it. I think one trigger is when I start feeling frustrated with the work. Whenever I start feeling friction when doing video editing, I start thinking to myself, is this really for me? Or am I still worthy of having these jobs that I have? For example, today, I edited most part of the day. It's a Monday after Holy Week. And there was a part of the afternoon when I was thinking about how I should edit a podcast that I was editing. And then my creative director, since I have a creative director as well, gave some instructions on what I could do. But I ended up just being frustrated or feeling frustrated, thinking that, oh, like, why am I not creative enough to have these ideas? So I've had those thoughts, like, why am I not creative enough? Why can't I accomplish the level of editing that other people can do? Like, let's say there was this podcast by Jay Shetty. If you don't know Jay Shetty, he has like a really good podcast where he interviews people, and they have such good intros for their videos. Like, they have the simple effects, they have good soundtrack and everything else. And I think like those things are generally some stuff that video editors need to do. Like, pick the right soundtrack, pick the right sound effects and everything else. Video editors should know how to do those. But for me, like, I really have trouble trying to create the best intro for the podcast that I was doing. Like, I really am having a hard time. So yeah, those things start triggering my imposter syndrome. I start thinking to myself that I'm not good enough to be video editing, or I'm not good enough to be having this role. And it becomes a domino effect. It goes into the other parts of my brain. It goes into telling me that I'm not worthy of even considering myself as a future creative director or a future YouTube strategist, since I can't do the simple stuff that are needed for YouTube. So it affects my confidence a lot. So I think that's why this week has been hard, or even the past week has been hard, since I've been doing a lot of video editing lately, and I haven't been improving on my video editing a lot. I haven't been improving on my creative thinking and everything else. Like, those are just hard for me to improve. And like, people may have a point, like I haven't really allotted time to improve myself or to upskill. But yeah, it really just affects my confidence a lot. It really makes me feel like I'm not good enough. So yeah, I think like the best starting point really when it comes to thinking about imposter syndrome is, or like any thought that comes into your head, honestly, is just understanding where it's coming from. I think for me, like, it really goes back to my past experiences, I guess, my past experiences of failure, my high expectations for myself, and also like social comparison. And I think I want to start with my past failures. I think growing up, I've had a lot of experience with being compared, I guess, to other people. When I was in high school, I remember my teachers always saying that, oh, your brother's really good at science or mathematics. So they were sort of expecting me to be the same. And yeah, like, I was okay. I was doing great, and they were saying, "Oh, wow, you're like your brother. Parang you're as smart as your brother." Parang ganun. Or parang they would say, "Oh, estilyor yan." But yeah, they would always refer to my brother and say, and then they'll say that's one of the reasons why I'm smart, since my family's smart. I think that got me to have a high expectation of myself with everything, especially with academics and with other stuff, like every other stuff in my life. So yeah, so I think that's one thing. I think it's also coming from social comparison, since one, we have a lot of social media now. So I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, and I see a lot of people sharing about their experiences, about their work successes and everything else. So I think I've been comparing myself a lot to people on social media, like the lives that they have, the careers they have. One thing I'm sure of is I see these gurus online saying that, oh, they built a business from the ground up and like it makes them six figures and everything else. So I have this high expectation for myself to sort of achieve that as well. And even with the work they do, like I see video editors who can do amazing work, but like the thing with social media is you fail to remember that these people have been editing or doing the work for many years. And for me, like, I've only been doing video editing for maybe a year, like consistently for a year. I've been editing for 4 years, but I haven't been consistently upskilling to reach a next level every year. So basically my skill level from 4 years ago is the same as now. So I think that's it. I really compare myself to other video editors and other professionals out there, and it just results in me feeling bad and results with me feeling that I'm not enough for this role that I'm aiming to have, and also my current roles, which is video editing. So yeah, there's also this pressure to have it all together, to have it all figured out. So I think right now with my roles, I'm sort of the quote unquote expert, I guess. I don't know. Like when it comes to thinking about social media strategy or the strategy for YouTube and everything else, like they ask me more questions since they think that I'm the expert. But I think now that I've experienced having creative director and having that creative director like give me instructions and everything else, I've been feeling like, oh, I don't actually have everything together. I don't actually know what I'm doing, since someone else is like telling me what the right thing is. But honestly, like, I think I'm also just very impatient as a person. Like, I'm impatient when people give me feedback, or when people give me like stuff like feedback that I think they haven't really thought of as much. Like for me, I think it's the way I think as well. Like with my mindset now, I just want to, for this channel that I'm working on, I just want to put out more videos, see the data, see what we can improve, and then improve as we go. I don't want things perfect at the get-go. So I think that's what's happening. But since I feel that my creative director wants like something perfect or whatever, like he wants to improve it to maximize, he wants to maximize making the video as perfect as possible or as great as possible. I feel some frustration. I feel some impatience from myself since my brain works differently. My brain doesn't strive for perfection. I only want to get stuff out there and see how the results come. So and then we shift. Like whenever we feel like we need to improve something, we improve on it. I don't want things perfect in the first round. So I think that's where the pressure is coming from as well. Like when I get feedback from my creative director, like it's sort of triggers a thought in my head that, oh, like you don't have things all together, you don't know anything, you're yeah, you can't get things perfect the way you want to. So I don't know, like I feel like that's another part that's making it bad for me, the imposter syndrome, I mean. But yeah, so yeah, I think like it comes from many different places, and I just need to learn how to really manage it, I guess. So anyway, so how have I been managing it? Maybe let's talk about for like the past few years, I guess, or the months that I think I've managed it well. So I think self-talk is a really helpful thing for me. Like making these videos, I think has been really helpful for me in managing my thoughts. I think that's why I make these day in the life vlogs and just yap the whole time. It's because it's really helpful for me as well when I just have the space to think, has the space to talk, even when I feel like no one's listening. Like I think that's really helpful for me, having the space to do self-talk and have mindset shifts for myself. The mindset shifts that I think have been helpful for me are simply telling myself that I'm not supposed to be perfect. I'm not supposed to be like performing at a perfect level, since let's say with my current roles, I've only been with them for 1 to 2 months. I haven't been with them for a long time, and the feedback loop is a bit slow. Like we don't get to make revisions for videos like every day since everyone's busy. So so I think that's one mindset shift that's really helpful. Simply just reminding myself that, oh, you're not supposed to be perfect, like, and it's okay. Like you're not supposed to be perfect on your first try, on your second try, on your third try. You just improve as you go. I think these videos have been helpful for me as well, since it gives me a space to really be honest with myself, especially to you guys watching. Like, I guess this is the real life of someone trying to build a business, or someone trying to build a life out of freelancing, or I don't know, simply just building a life. Like it's not gonna be easy. You'll have imposter syndrome, you'll have anxiety, depression, and everything else. So it's just me, like showing you what it's like. So it's a space for me to be honest, both with myself and with the people who are watching. So yeah, it's been really helpful for me to manage this as well. So thank you guys for watching everything. Another thing that I think has been helpful with managing imposter syndrome is simply tracking the wins I've been having. So let's say I have this other client, the mental health organization that I'm helping with their videos on. I've been I think I was able to track how many videos I was able to make for them, and I made a total of 38, I think, and 28 of those are heavy edits. So 28 or 29 are heavy edits, educational type of content, where we have the split screens, we have text and everything else, we have b-roll. So I was able to track those, and I think like in terms of my productivity, it's a good reminder for me that I'm still doing good work with this one client. Although the past 2 weeks haven't been productive with them, I was still able to accomplish a lot. And I would say I'm somewhat underpaid, I guess, when it comes to doing work for them. I don't know. Am I underpaid? No, I think I'm okay. Yeah. But yeah, I could have made more money from them, but with the pace that I was in, like, yeah, it was okay. Like, I didn't have to pressure myself. But yeah, I was able to accomplish a lot. Imagine like editing 29 videos in just 2 months. That's a huge thing. And it's for their online course that they're offering for people for free, since they're a nonprofit. So yeah, like that's a big win for me, honestly. And I also get to track the small wins, like one, simply having this client I have, the one with the creative director. I think that's already a small win for me, since imagine like at the start of the year, my main goal was really to just find a job, and now I have a job. I have like 2 jobs now, where I'm editing for one client and then editing for the second client as well. And yeah, like that's a win, and I just need to make peace with the fact that I'll spend maybe 1 to 2 months adjusting or building the branding for the second client that I'm editing for, the one with the creative director, and then I'll get used to it, and then it'll just become easier as I go. So I think that's just it. Like, I have some wins, and I think I should be proud of it. So that's sort of how I'm managing it as well. Another way I'm managing it is, I think I talk to people a lot. So let's say recently I talked about having imposter syndrome when it comes to my, what do you call this, my eligibility to be a creative director. So I've been having a lot of imposter syndrome when it comes to me having the confidence to be a creative director. Because with this one client I have, like I said, I'm also like helping them with strategy, with scripting, everything else, honestly, not just video editing. And sometimes like I have these thoughts like, oh, am I doing things right? Do I actually know what I'm doing? And yeah, like most of the time I don't. And I think, yeah, that's something normal, and I just need to accept that. But that triggers the imposter syndrome in me again, like telling, like the imposter syndrome telling me that, oh, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing, and you're not gonna be able to learn that, or you're not worthy of becoming a creative director or a YouTube professional. So yeah, like the imposter syndrome really just tells me how unworthy I am of the role. But luckily, I have mentors. I have mentors that help me learn these things. I don't talk to my friends as much about it, or even my partner, since I really don't know how to talk about it with them. I don't talk to a therapist yet. I have a psychiatrist, but I haven't talked to a therapist yet, since, like I've been forgetting to book a call a lot. But anyway, so I have a mentor. He's basically like the one teaching me all these creative director stuff, all this YouTube stuff, and like I simply just message him and be open with him about my imposter syndrome, telling him that I'm losing my confidence in terms of this role that I have. Like recently, because I just realized that one of my roles, even if I'm a video editor, I'm already acting like a creative director, since I'm already helping with packaging, with scripting, and everything else. Like video editing is just a huge part of what I do, but I'm already helping with all the other aspects of the work. So I'm basically a creative director already, just not on paper. And then while I was doing the work, let's say I was doing scripting, I was sort of questioning whether I was doing the right things. Like, am I actually a good scriptwriter? Am I actually a good strategist? Am I actually doing the right strategy for this channel that I'm helping out? So yeah, like the imposter syndrome in me just got louder and started telling me, oh, like you don't actually know what you're doing. Like you still need to learn a lot of things, which is factual. Like honestly, it's factual. I need to learn a lot of things still. Yeah, like I was really feeling bad today. I was telling myself, oh, like you're not gonna figure things out. You have a long way to go when it comes to these things, or even like long term wise, can you really pull this off? Like that's really a thought in my head. Can you really pull this off? Can you build a business out of this? And will you still be having fun with this type of business model in the future? So yeah, luckily for me, I do have this mentor, and I reached out to him and told him, hey, like I'm having these imposter syndrome thoughts, and like, do I actually need to learn scripting first, or do I need to be knowledgeable in that niche that my client is in, just for me to be a creative director for them? Yeah, and he said no, like you can build mastery over it. You can build mastery on it over time. It doesn't have to be like something you know now. It's a very transferable skill. Here I am just looking at our chat, and he said that what you need is really to work with a proof of concept, and then that's where you start. We haven't continued the conversation. He's busy with work, but yeah, like that was my starting point. So it at least helps me knowing that I have like someone guiding me in a way, or telling me that it's really possible, or even just telling me that this is how he started as a professional. Like it wasn't all easy. It wasn't all rainbows and butterflies the way he started. So yeah, that's another thing that's been helping me with managing my imposter syndrome. And it doesn't work all the time, since I don't always get that support from my mentor and everything else, but they're helpful sometimes. So yeah, so I think like that, in terms of the biggest theme that I have in terms of managing it, it's really reminding yourself that you don't need to know everything. You don't need to know everything. It's okay to not know everything about what you do. So let's say now with my video editing stuff, I'm editing a podcast. It's okay that I don't know how to edit it in the best possible way. And just repeating it to myself helps, I guess. Just repeating it to myself and telling myself that I'll eventually know it. But if you focus on it now, it's okay that you don't know it now. And yeah, you'll eventually get there. But now just tell yourself that it's okay that you don't know it now. So that's sort of where I'm at, especially now since this imposter syndrome thing, like it's really recent. So since this imposter syndrome thing, it's really recent. Like I would say like 4 hours ago. So it's pretty fresh. That's why I'm recording this video now, and also since I need a video for the week. So yeah, it's pretty recent. I'm still sort of managing it now. I still need to have that conversation with my mentor about it. But yeah, like just doing this video has been helpful for me. So let's say if you have like imposter syndrome now, maybe journaling might be a good thing, I think video since I think the video format for me is just my version of journaling. Since I'm documenting my life, I'm documenting my thoughts, and it's faster for me to speak rather than write. So I think that's why it's helpful. But don't get me wrong, I also journal. I have like a huge ass journal right here. I usually journal every morning, but the imposter syndrome doesn't really come to me in the morning. It usually comes like while I work, while I feel frustrated about my work. So yeah, that's what happens. And also it's really hard for me to write as fast as I think. So I think that's really a problem for me. If I do write as fast as I think, it's really scribbly, it's really bad. So I think like making a video is really a good strategy for me. So try to test it out. If you think that you want to try managing your imposter syndrome through video or through journaling, just try it out and see if it works. Imposter syndrome doesn't just show up in work, it also shows up with overall life in general. Since let's say with money, it shows up with money when I think about money. Since let's say now, like I'm in a good financial position, but I don't know if I can level that up. You know, like those thoughts come up to me every now and then. Like, can I still level up my financial game? Can I still increase my income? Will that still be possible without burning out? So I think like imposter syndrome also shows up in that way. Like, can I still build a life for myself without burning out? I think that comes to me as well. Yeah, and I think like overall I'm just really very impatient with myself. I think I have a high expectation, yeah, from childhood. Since yeah, I have a high expectation in terms of income, in terms of where I should be in my career at this point, in terms of my level of skill when it comes to my work and everything else. Like I have a high expectation for myself, which I think is really unrealistic. But you know, like I hate it since in terms of my batchmates, I'm quite older compared to my batchmates. Like I'm 1 to 2 years older compared to my college batchmates. So I think that's part of the reason why I'm very impatient with myself, because with them, like they started their career journey at around 22 or 23, I think 22, and then for me I graduated from college around 24 years old. So like there's that huge pressure to like be ahead since I'm already this old compared to them. Yeah, going back, it's a lot of comparing. It's a lot of comparing yourself to others, comparing yourself to people on social media. Yeah, so I think that's why I'm very impatient with myself and I need to work on that. Anyway, if you're watching this, probably you feel it too. You probably feel like you're not good enough for the work that you do, or you won't be good enough. I think I just want to remind you that you're not alone and your feelings are valid. My feelings are valid. Everyone's feelings are valid. Like we all experience this and it's okay. Like I feel like it's a normal part of life to feel imposter syndrome. It's just how we manage it that matters, and how we get the proper support systems in our lives to manage it a lot better. If ever you feel like you're not good enough for your job or whatever it is, just talk with someone. I guess I think that's the best first step you can have. Just talk with someone who's a good listener, because you know, like that person might be someone who's really into giving advice, which you might not need at the moment. So try to find someone who's really a good listener. If you know someone in your circle, that's good. If you don't know someone yet, probably a therapist will be a good idea. Someone, because they're trained to just listen, they're trained to validate, they're trained to know if we're setting a too high expectation of ourselves that's unrealistic. So I think that's one thing they're good at. I know I'm also good at it. Like I do coaching, I do listening a lot to people who need it. So I don't know, if you need someone to listen to, send me an email. I'll be open to. Yeah, just try to find someone who can sit down and listen to you and just sit with the feelings. Honestly, I think that's gonna be helpful. And then after you let out all those feelings, you start to bring in a new thought, a more progressive thought, like this thought of you're not supposed to know everything, or it's okay to not know everything. Those thoughts are really helpful since they're more realistic. Like, we're not supposed to know everything that we're doing. Maybe it's just our bosses who have that expectation, but their expectations are flawed as well. Oh yeah, I think with my current creative director, I had that expectation since there was one time he said, "Oh, I hope we don't have a fourth revision and everything else," since I kept like sending revisions for the video that we were making. So I think that's one of the reasons why. So yeah, like sometimes the people we work with just don't have a realistic expectation of how long it takes to get used to something, or to know something, or to learn something rather. So we end up just pressuring ourselves because of their unrealistic expectation. So yeah, that's where I'm at when it comes to imposter syndrome right now. I'm still figuring it out. I'm still working through it, but learning to be a lot kinder to myself just a bit every day. And I think that's a huge thing. Just be kinder to yourself every day. If you resonated with this, just know that you're not alone. We're all in this together. We're all trying to figure this out. We're all just trying to do the best we can, even if it feels like it's not enough. If you've dealt with imposter syndrome too, I would love to hear how you've been managing it, or how you did manage it in the past, or even just how it shows up to you. So just drop it in the comment section below, and would love to start a convo. And if this helped in any way, feel free to like and subscribe, or just stick around for more real conversations like these. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it for real, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.